The third chapter from your economics book of grade 11, and the name of the chapter is Basic Problems of an Economy. And today we are going to start from basic or central problems of an economy. By basic or central problem, we mean the problems that are common and fundamental to all economics. So there are a few questions you can see as written in this document. What to produce, how to produce, how much to produce, for whom to produce. Okay, the first three questions given here, we can say it is related to allocation of resources. The first three questions: what to produce and how much to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. These three questions are related to allocation of resources. And letter 3, that is number 4, 5 and 6, problem of fuller utilization of resources, problem of efficiency in utilization of resources, problem in economic growth. This is related to growth of resources. These three problems are related to growth of resources. So all the 6 points are being considered as the basic, or you can say central problems. But the first 3, as I told you, is the allocation of resources. Those are the fundamental problems. Let us begin. What to produce? The first central problem is what to produce. It involves to interrelate issues, namely what commodity shall be produced and in how much quantity. The question arises directly from the fact that human wants are unlimited and resources are limited. So it is upon us, as the natural resources are limited, or you can say not only natural resources, all the resources are limited. So we have to be wise enough and decide which product are we going to produce in how much quantity, because more or less we can see that the resources are having alternative uses. So how much to produce, we have to think about it. Should it produce guns or butter, food or clothes? The what and how much to produce are essentially two aspects of the same question. When we decide which commodities are to be produced, we decide at the same time the amount to be produced of these commodities. So we have to make a choice. Okay, that we have to make a choice between the consumer's good or the capital good. Consumer's good means the goods like, you can say, food, cloth, furniture, which can be used by the common people. Are we going to invest in the common goods or in the capital goods? We means our country. Okay, our country is going to invest in the capital good. So capital good means tools, plants, machines, all these things. So we have to make a choice whether to invest more in the consumer's good or in the capital good. Moreover, there is a few more choices left, like civilian good or wartime good. The country have to be very wise enough to decide how much to produce and which commodity to be produced. Like the civilian goods, I told you, food, furniture, machines, whereas wartime goods means gun, tanks, missile, all these things are coming. So problem of what to produce is the problem of the resource allocation. That means all the resources are not available in every country, right? So we have to first understand where are the resources and which countries rich in which resource. Okay, what commodities are produced in an economy depends ultimately on what is the pattern of demand and the availability of the resources. Both the things are being considered. Suppose people in the tropical countries, they are having hot climate, so they will demand more of cotton clothes, while the countries which is having cold climate, there will be always a demand of woolen clothes. So the tropical countries can decide of producing more of cotton clothes and less of woolen clothes, whereas the country having the cold climate can produce more of the woolen clothes and less of the cotton clothes. Next, how to produce. Okay, the second problem of economy, we can say, is faced often, that how to produce, what shall be the procedure, or this is the problem of choice of method or technique of producing. Okay, basically we can say there are two different techniques of producing. One is the labor intense technique, other is a capital intense technique. Labor intensive technique uses more of labor and less of capital to produce a given quantity and output, whereas a capital intense technique uses more of capital and less of labor. Okay, let us take an example. Cotton cloth can be produced in either handlooms. Handlooms, when the worker is using the handloom, that means it is labor intense technique, and when they are using the power looms, that means they are using the capital intense technique. The root cause of this problem also lies in the fact that resources are scarce. Okay, two major determinants of the type of technique is used. What technique are to be used to produce different products depends on the level of technological knowledge available in the economy. So in order to use what kind of technique they are going to follow, so they have to have the technical knowledge, that is very important, and availability of different types of resources. Thus labor surplus economists make more use of labor intense technique as compared to the labor scarce economy. So in a country where there is more of labor, so they can utilize that labor resource and they can make a labor intense technique, they can use it. For whom to produce? Okay, distribution of the total output of the goods and services. So as they are making the product, who is going to buy, for whom they are producing? It's as simple that whoever is able to pay the money, right, they are going to gain the goods and the services. Obviously goods and services will be acquired by those who can pay for them, that is, who possesses money income. So the problem is the distribution of income among the income earners. Here they are trying to say us that for whom to produce, that means those who are going to pay us, for them we are going to produce. So the actual problem is the money income. This is the actual problem. The sum total of the goods and services, that is all the final goods and services, is calculated as national product. National product generates national income, which is distributed among various productive resources in the forms of various factors like income, such as wages, interest, rent, etc. Okay, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce are the three fundamental phases of all economics. Next, we are starting with the growth of resources. This is a problem related with growth of resources. Problem of fuller utilization of resources, employment and unemployment and of resources. Here the problem is employment and unemployment of resources. So resources are not fully employed. Unemployment of resources is the dead loss. Unemployment of resources implies that capacity of production or produce some goods goes waste, and the society loses goods and services that could have been produced by these ideal resources. In short, we can say that whatever resources we are having is never ever fully utilized by any country. Okay, no country have been able to utilize it fully. For example, unemployment, if we take as an example, if a country is having a lot of unemployment, that means it is not able to use its labor resource. So if they are not being used, then more products and services are not getting generated in the society, and if it is not get generated, then standard of living will not increase. So we have to use all the resources we are having in the country to its fullest. Okay. Next problem is problem of efficient use of resources. Attain efficiency in the use of resources and avoid wastage of resources. This is the main motive, that we have to use it much more efficiently so that we can get the best result out of it, and we have to avoid the wastage of the resources. Using the economic's resources is the most efficient way to satisfy people's want and desire. The resources are put to their best possible use. For example, a mason. If a mason is doing a carpenter's work and a carpenter is trying to do a mason's work, they won't be working efficiently because they will be wasting the resources, and we cannot get the maximum output from this. Next, problem of economic growth. The problem of increasing the capacity of an economy to produce more goods and services over the year. Okay. Here, an increase in productive capacity of the economy will lead to an increased availability of goods and services, which will provide a higher standard of living. I told you few minutes back that if we have more products and services, more goods and services, that is going to increase our standard of living. Therefore, the capacity of to produce in an economy increases with increased availability of resources as well as to increase with their efficiency. So we need to have the resources also, and we have to have the efficient we have to use it efficiently also. So we can say every economy wants to increase its production capacity. So as the as to increase the national income and per capita income. Economic growth is traditionally measured by per capita income. So they are trying to say us that if we increase the per capita income, we will be able to increase the national income. Okay, from there we will have a greater standard of living. So what is per capita income? Per capita income is the average income of every citizen of that country. How do we calculate it? Per capita income is equal to national income divided by total population. We will get per capita income. So different types of economy, try to solve them in different way. Okay, different economies are there. We will study in chapter number 5. The different economy is having their own way to solve their own problem. Like the traditional societies will try to solve it with some kind of tradition and customs. The capitalist economy will try to solve it with price mechanism. The socialist economy will try to solve with the government agencies. Okay, so this will be elaborated in chapter number 5. Next we are having production possibility curve. What is the meaning of it? Okay, let's understand that. Consider, so we are taking an example that our country is having combination of two goods. Okay, they are producing two goods. Okay, only two goods they are producing. Let us take this. They are producing only two goods. Production possibility curve. Production possibility curve means production possibility curve is the curve which shows various combinations of two goods that can be produced with available techniques and with given amount of resources. Okay, so it just depicts the society's menu of choice between two goods. What are the combinations they can prefer or they can produce? Often we are saying that the production possibility curve is also known as transformation curve. Why they are saying so? Let us understand with this schedule. You can see the combinations given right at the first column in the left. Above that is written production possibility combinations, right? So combination A is, you can see that we are having butter and we are having guns. Okay, butter, guns. So combination A is 0 million kg of butter and 15,000 guns. So combination B is saying 1 million kg of butter and 14,000 of gun. Okay, now let us see here. You can see that combination A was saying 0 million butter and 15,000 guns. You see combination B now saying 1 million butter and 14,000 gun. That means the gun got decreased by 1 unit and here it came to butter, right? So we have decreased 1 point. That 1 point is denoted here as marginal opportunity cost of butter. Okay, next again you see number C is saying 2 millions butter, 2 million kilo butter, and what is the gun here? They are saying 12,000 guns. So from 14 again we have deducted 2 points, 2 units from this here, and we have added 1 unit here. So we can say that what is the deduction of the gun is 2 unit. In order to get 1 additional unit of butter, we have sacrificed 2 units of gun production. When the same thing is presented in a curve way, we are saying production possibility curve, right? You can see different combinations are given. The same thing, the combinations whichever is given, A, B, C, D, E, F, we have just the same thing here. Here we can say combination A and combination F is the extreme combination, because A is saying 0 million butter and all the money is getting invested in the gun, and you can see combination F, all the money is getting invested in the butter and 0% of gun is being produced. So those are the two extreme points. Okay, so there are different kind of combinations which a country can possibly produce. Okay, hopefully you understood. And last thing is why they are saying it is a transformation curve, because you can see how 1 unit of gun is getting transferred to 1 unit of butter, and we have seen 2 units of gun is also getting transferred to 1 unit of butter. So we can say that it is being said as production possibility curve is also called transformation curve. Okay, thank you. Hopefully you understood the chapter.